I know a lot of you have been wondering where I am, but I went through a dip in my life where my father has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, so I had to be there for him. Seeing the man that he was and who he is today, it kind of took a toll on me. So not just that, I had to be there for my mother every day because she's kind of taking it hard, and she's alone there with this man that she knows was there for 100%, and now she has to be there for him. And also, as you know, with Alzheimer's, they turn into children again, little babies. And with my father's current condition, he is actually, it's getting worse. It's getting much, much worse. And it's sad to see the way he is today. So I had to be there fully, give all my attention to that. But I'm back here, and I also, with that said, I also had to work on myself mentally and also physically. But those of you who stayed, thank you so much. I appreciate it a lot. So let's get right into the video.
The Epstein files are not showing everything. There are things far worse than these.
This is one of the most disturbing videos found in the Epstein files. In the video, Epstein is filming himself very closely. You can see swelling in his mouth and strange, uncontrolled lip movements. At first, the video does not seem shocking. So why did it have such a big impact online? Some internet users connected it to a very rare and deadly disease linked to certain practices that cannot be named directly here. This disease is called Kuru, a brain disorder first discovered in the 20th century among people in Papua New Guinea. Kuru is not caused by a virus or bacteria. It is caused by prion, which are damaged proteins that slowly destroy the brain. It works in a similar way to mad cow disease. What looks strange in the video is not the mouth swelling, because Kuru does not cause visible swelling. The strange part is the uncontrolled mouth movements. In brain diseases, early signs can include loss of muscle control and speech.
You guys know exactly what it is. It is, starts with a C, eating flesh. We all know it.
First time when we ever done it with Papa, the first time when we little done it, we had feared so much.
When you did what?
When you killed a baby, first time.
You killed a baby?
Yes.
You yourself?
With Papa. Papa holding my hand, he helped me. And he told me to cut the baby's head off. But he forced me to. I couldn't.
He held your hand?
He held my hand, yes.
Like what? Show me.
So this is my hand on the knife. He put his big hand on, and he pushed my hand and then cut off the head. Like that. And then when we got older, we got more used to it.
Are you ready? You ready? You like it? You sure? Okay. On her way to work one morning, down the path along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. His pretty-colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. "Oh, well," she cried, "I'll take you in, and I'll take care of you."
After reading the Epstein files, we all know the real reason why the Clintons were just admitted into Walter Reed Hospital. It's because they're having increasing symptoms of the Kuru disease, the cannibal brain-eating one. And if you don't know what that is, I'll explain it to you. But first I gotta show you that we knew that Hillary Clinton was sick 10 years ago and was having issues appearing in public. So that's why we haven't seen much of her or her husband, because they've been having this terrible disease, which comes from eating brains. If you eat the human brains of someone else, there's this protein called a prion, and it will live inside of you for years and most likely be dormant until your old age, when it starts suddenly having more drastic effects. The most prominent symptom is uncontrollable head shaking and laughter, having probability from Phenergan. People with Kuru also have to routinely excrete green mucus from their throat, which is disgusting, but you can see it in this clip right here. And in the later stages of Kuru, as seen with Jeffrey Epstein here, you'll start to see mouth sores pop up all over the place, which are highly transmissible.
What I don't get is how are these people still walking this earth? If it was up to me, I'd say, let them all sleep. Yeah, I said it. Let them all go to sleep. Because what they're doing, I don't think, like that video said, we're not angry enough. We as a society, we're not angry enough for what these people are doing. It could be your children, it could be my children. And it is utterly disgusting what these people are doing. But yet they're in power. They're other people with the money, the fame, and all of that. And yet we still listen to these kind of people. It's disgusting. But it's coming out. The veil is being lifted and everything is coming to light. And things are going to change pretty soon.
No one had actual control over the CIA. Ever. Because most of the time, with one pertinent, horrible example, presidents have gone along with the CIA. Of course, the one horrible, shocking, disgusting example is John F. Kennedy, who famously said that he would like to take the CIA and tear it into 1,000 pieces. And maybe those were his last words, in essence.
Taking spies from China, try to steal some. It's the world in all the West Station. The sun may rise in the east. Pay yourself and very well to break the spell of aging. Celebrity skin, is this your kin or is that war you're waging? Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. Come Born and raised by those that breathe control of population. Everybody's been.
How many of you have been honestly been listening to the song like that, with everything happening now and coming out? Gives the song a whole new different meaning, eh? Like they say, the truth lies in the songs and in the movies. What about Artemis? This launch. But we'll get into that.
Illegal. I also found out that it's incredibly illegal, extremely illegal, to go on television and say something like the best place to fire a mortar launcher at the White House would be from the roof of the Rockefeller Hewitt building because of minimal security and you'd have a clear line of sight to the president's bedroom. Insanely illegal. Ridiculously, recklessly, insanely illegal. Yet even more illegal to show an illustrated diagram. Insanely illegal, ridiculously, horribly felonious, because they will come to your house in the middle of the night and they will lock you up. Extremely against the law. One thing that is technically legal to say is that we have a group that meets Fridays at midnight under the Brooklyn Bridge, and the password is Sic Semper Tyrannis.
Where is it today?
be an astronaut.
Oh, you want to be an astronaut? Well, that's great. You can be an astronaut. All you have to do is study flying or science, and maybe someday you could be the first astronaut to walk on the moon.
No! There already was an astronaut who first walked on the moon.
Well, no, not really. That wasn't real. See, there was this thing called the Cold War, and in order to beat the Russians, we kind of faked that. That never happened. See how there's no windows on the side? And see underneath where there's like a pod thing? What's that, right? Take a look at this wreckage. See how there's no plane parts on the ground there? What does that look like?
A missile.
You see, President Bush was in a secret society at Yale called the Skull and Bones. His dad was too, and they all worship Satan.
President Bush worships Satan?
In my personal opinion, absolutely.
You see, this was fun and entertainment. Respect to him. But look what happened to him, because you're not allowed to speak. But all of this will stop, like I mentioned earlier. All of this. People will be free to say what they want. No more suppressing. Everything needs to come to the light. Beautiful time to live in, eh? Also sad and horrible at the same time.
Company that uses lab-created cells that never stop dividing. Kind of sounds like cancer. Well, because it is. Now, this is literally an infinite, eternal, biological creature of an engine that endlessly spits out animal tissue without needing a new creature. Where are we as humanity? Like, get this man out of the health sector. First of all, it actually holds the same biological DNA of aggressive cancers and tumors, and they're marketing it to us as regular meat. You know, can we do something? Can't please. I have to buy cows now. Where am I gonna buy cows? At least it's not crickets yet, but I know he's gonna get us into crickets. This is my driver. You guys, stop getting oh, but it has protein in it. That thing is not natural. That's not natural. We do not need to create an amoeba of meat, mystery meat. You know, I just can't imagine what that actually looks like.
True. Disgusting.
It's all connected, but watch this. It's way beyond the movies. Jeffrey Epstein was planning to create a super race of humans on his Zorro ranch. Same as Papa in Stranger Things.
Morning, children.
And did you see this? Well. Stranger Things and Harry Potter are scripted beyond your imagination. But if you wanna go even deeper, then comment deeper and I will show you even more.
On est censé croire que les astronautes sont dans une capsule de feu à 40 000 km/h. Et comme par hasard, au moment le plus critique, blackout. Et à la place, on nous sert cette simulation, suivie de quelques glitches. Peut-être parce qu'en fait, elle a été parachutée par un avion cargo. Ce qui expliquerait pourquoi on n'a pas de vapeur à l'amérissage. En 10 jours, on a eu des glitches pendant les lives. Des fonds qui deviennent transparents. avec des marqueurs de suivi. D'ailleurs, ce live a été supprimé par la NASA. Sur ce sachet, on a un marqueur rouge qui disparaît. C'est un repère de tracking, utilisé pour coller un objet 3D. Ici, la peluche n'a pas d'ombre. Et les vêtements de Christina ont des gros bugs. Et visuellement, soit des vidéos floues et déformées, soit des images de synthèse beaucoup trop nettes. Des fois sans étoiles, des fois avec, parce qu'ils se sont pas encore mis d'accord depuis 1969. C'est pour ça qu'il demande de l'aide à son coéquipier. Un peu comme Don Petit, regardez Mike. Parce qu'au final, tout dépend du designer. L'espace est fait dans un logiciel de création 3D. Tu fais une sphère, t'ajoutes de la texture, puis des vecteurs et de la lumière. Un amateur te fait ce genre de rendu pour $100. Alors imagine ce que la NASA fait pour 25 milliards par an.
I know this is going to leave people divided, and everybody has the right to their personal opinion. In my opinion, don't get me wrong, I feel that the whole moon trip was fake. It's shown that the Apollo missions and all that were fake. Everything was fake. I duly believe they cannot pierce the firmament. They cannot go past it. Because why all these signs? Look at that, glitches. And there's a lot of things. That guy just put it out nicely for us. That whole thing was fake. Even even as they say, these astronauts, they're actors. Very bad actors to say. I honestly don't believe they actually went there or even took that trip. I highly doubt it. I feel that thing was like that California song. It even said it's made in a basement somewhere. But that's my opinion. I know that's just me. Everybody has the right to their own opinion. But I feel that the whole thing was a big fake lie. Spend so much money on what? Exactly. And what's the point of that whole mission actually?
The crew of the Artemis II has captured some incredible views of Earth.
Ils ont utilisé les mêmes nuages sur les deux images. C'est censé être l'Afrique, de jour et de nuit, avec exactement le même angle. Donc environ 12 heures plus tard. Et les nuages n'ont pas bougé. Parce que ce sont pas des photos, ce sont des images de synthèse, comme toutes les images du globe. Alors soit la NBC s'est trompée dans la sélection du graphiste, soit c'est intentionnel pour nous tester, comme c'est marqué sur ce reel de la NASA. Et pourquoi on nous montre la Terre au compte-gouttes? Pourquoi ne pas tout filmer? Pensez-y 2 secondes. Un parachutiste revient avec des centaines de photos. GoPro accroché au casque. Caméra 360 à la main. Vidéo 8K. 120 images par seconde. Mais quand il s'agit d'Artemis, on retourne dans les années 70. Avec des images floues. Saccadées. 4 images par seconde. Comme si la NASA n'avait pas le budget pour un GoPro à $400. Ils ont perdu la technologie. Et l'ont jamais retrouvée. Et quand ils font un live, c'est prise fixe, sans hublot. Dès qu'ils pensent que ça ne tourne plus, on les voit attendre les instructions d'une personne en coulisses. Et oui, n'oubliez pas qu'ils sont en studio. Pour éviter de vous montrer la vue, ils vont détourner votre attention en vous parlant de problèmes de toilette. Ou alors jouer avec leur mascotte, qu'ils appellent ZGI, peut-être un indice pour CGI. Donc à ce point-là, si vous croyez encore à ce spectacle, il est grand temps de faire un travail de déprogrammation.
No, it's the weirdest thing. I sat up and watched that rocket launch. I watched it. And in my mind, I was waiting to see images. I mean, there was cameras inside and outside. So I was waiting to see the images of how Earth is going to look like. Man, I was so excited to see what the atmosphere out there is, what's happening. But they actually absolutely showed nothing. I was sitting and waiting, and then just showed this clip of an image of CGI. It's completely fake. It's not even a real clip. I was waiting, then I just decided, man, I'm just going to put the TV off because nothing's going to happen. All you see is CGI and it's a bunch of fake photos. So that's why I realized, nah, something ain't right here. Like I say again, personal opinion.
Everything in this room is eatable. Even I'm eatable. That is called cannibalism, my dear children.
Which man devouring man, what dear? And who are we to deny it in here?
Not convinced yet?
Why is nobody doing anything about this?
It's not about their nukes?
No. Iran's central bank counts. One of the reasons it counts is because their oil and energy is very important, including for China. If you're going to come out with programmable money, with digital IDs that are interoperable globally, that controls in each jurisdiction centrally, you can't afford leakage. Iran right now is the big leakage in the system. Now, Larry Fink and BlackRock have said
we need to move very rapidly.
They're planning on trading all stocks and bonds using tokens.
All investments on a tokenized platform.
What it means is this is going to be...
We have one common blockchain.
You know, potentially $100, $200, $300 trillion market.
What? Are you serious?
If you have elderly people, 60, 70 years old, completely healthy and fit, they get a colonoscopy, 3 days later they are dead because they poke a hole in the colon, the bacteria goes in there, they're dead. Women go to a mammography, they find something, then medical profession goes into with a needle biopsy and pokes into something that's there to save your life. A tumor is there to save your life. The body builds a bag to put all the toxins in that are in your body that try to kill you and stores them in your lymph nodes. So now they come and poke into the lymph node, and what will happen is they now spread the poison that the body is collecting for 10, 20 years in the entire body, and 12 days later, these women are dead. Also, a mammography, 50 pounds of pressure on a woman's breast. Imagine you have a lymph node, a pimple that's ready to burst.
Yeah.
So now you put 50 pounds of pressure on it, you burst it. You give the patient the cancer.
We're gonna repeat this again. Look what's inside of this tumor. Just very cautiously look. Do you see that? It's full of parasites. The tumor is full of parasites. They are encapsulated. They are being rounded up by your body so they don't run freely. That is what cancer is. Cancer is not going to kill you. Chemotherapy and radiation to try to kill you.
They are now selling you ice cream that doesn't melt. That's not a coincidence, because a lot of ice cream currently on shelves can't legally be called ice cream. The EPA classifies them as frozen dairy desserts. These are the most engineered creams you feed your kids every day. First is Drumstick. It's literally bulked up vegetable fats, structure agents, and a pharmaceutical surfactant that disrupts the gut barrier. But Breyers crossed the line, as it even failed to melt under heat test, a known effect of gum thickened formulas. But what made matters worst was scanning it with the Safe Choice app. It rated with a PFA risk of 18 contaminants and a lack of real dairy, according to the app. This is unbelievable.
And that concludes our video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and as promised, I will post much more. I sorted some things out in my life personally, but once again, thank you so much for sticking around, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.